Deep inside the forest, something was watching. Something that had been there, long before the village existed. A low voice spoke slowly. "You can't run from your destiny, child." A faint smile formed in the darkness. "I have been waiting for you to become who you truly are." The trees stood still. The air felt heavy. Then the voice said one last thing. "And now, it has begun." Amara said quickly, "You did nothing. Then why must I hide?" The question entered Amara's heart like a knife. She wanted to answer, but every answer sounded cruel. "Because you are different. Because they will hate you. Because I don't know what you are. Because I love you, but I am also afraid." Instead, she opened her arms. Nixara came to her slowly and sat beside her. Amara held her tightly, but Nixara did not hug her back. She only stared at the door, as if she already knew that the world outside was calling her. As if something inside her wanted to answer. Then came the night of the dream. Amara woke up to the sound of whispering. At first she thought it was the wind. Then she heard her name. Amara. She sat up quickly. The room was dark. Mama Sade was asleep. Nixara was lying beside her, but her eyes were open. Wide open, glowing faintly green. "Nixara?" Amara whispered. Nixara did not blink. Her lips moved slowly. "She is calling me." Amara's blood ran cold. "Who?" Nixara turned her head toward her. "The first one." Amara felt her stomach twist. "What do you mean by the first one?" Nixara sat up. Her voice was quiet, but it did not sound like a child's voice anymore. "She comes in my dream. She has eyes like mine. Her hair is black like night. Her skin shines like scales under water. She tells me I am not alone." Amara's hands began to shake. Mama Sade woke up slowly. "What is happening?" Nixara looked toward the wall as if she could see through it. "She says they will fear me before they bow." Amara grabbed her shoulders. "No, listen to me. Nobody will bow to you. Nobody needs to fear you." Nixara finally looked at her. "But they already do." The silence after that was terrible. Mama Sade began to pray under her breath. Amara pulled Nixara into her arms, but this time, the girl felt cold. Too cold, and deep in Amara's heart, she knew the dream was not only a dream. Something ancient had found Nixara. Something old. Something waiting. The next morning, Amara made a decision. She would take Nixara outside. Not to the market. Not far. Just to the stream, early before the village became busy. Maybe if Nixara saw the world slowly, gently, she would stop staring through windows like a prisoner. Mama Sade begged her not to go. "Amara, people are already watching." "I know," Amara said, "but if I keep her locked inside, she will become exactly what they fear." Mama Sade had no answer. So before sunrise, Amara dressed Nixara in a simple gown and tied a scarf over her hair. She held her hand firmly as they walked through the quiet path behind the compound. The morning air was cool. Mist rested on the grass. Birds sang from the trees. For a moment, the world felt innocent again. Nixara looked around with wonder. She touched leaves. She watched ants move in a line. She listened to the stream before they reached it. When they finally arrived, she knelt beside the water and stared at her reflection. Amara stood behind her, nervous but hopeful. Nixara touched the surface of the water. The reflection shook. Then slowly, for just 1 second, the girl in the water was not a girl. It was a serpent. Large, beautiful, terrifying. Nixara pulled her hand back. Amara saw it too. Her breath caught. Nixara whispered, "That is what she shows me in my dream." Amara stepped closer. "You are not that." Nixara looked up at her. "Then why is it inside me?" Before Amara could answer, a branch broke behind them. They turned. Zuri stood on the path. She was not alone. 2 young men stood behind her, pretending they had only come to fetch water, but their eyes were too alert, too hungry for proof. Zuri smiled softly. "Amara, so the child can walk now." Amara pulled Nixara behind her. "She is not your business." Zuri's smile did not move. "Everything dangerous in this village is my business." Nixara stepped out from behind Amara. "I am not dangerous." Zuri looked at her with cold interest. "Not yet." Amara's voice sharpened. "Leave us alone." Zuri's eyes moved to the water. She had seen enough to suspect something. Maybe not the reflection, maybe not the truth, but enough. I will leave, she said, for now. Then she leaned closer, her voice lower. But you cannot hide a storm inside a calabash forever. She turned and walked away. Amara stood frozen until Zuri disappeared. Nixara watched the path long after she was gone. She hates me, she said. Amara held her hand. She fears you. Nixara looked up. Is there a difference? Amara could not answer. By noon, the whole village knew Amara had taken the child to the stream. By evening, they added their own stories. Some said Nixara spoke to the water. Some said fish died when she touched the stream. Some said her shadow moved like a snake. None of it was fully true. But fear does not need truth to grow. It only needs a mouth. And Zuri had many mouths willing to help her. That night, Chief Adetunji sent for Amara. Mama Sade wanted to follow, but Amara refused. She took Nixara with her because leaving her alone felt more dangerous. The chief's compound was full of elders. Oil lamps burned around them. Their faces looked serious, tired, and afraid. Chief Adetunji sat in the middle. Zuri stood beside him. Amara entered with Nixara holding her hand. The moment they stepped in, the elders fell silent. Chief Adetunji looked at the child for a long time. Then he said, Amara, the village is troubled. Amara bowed slightly. I know, my chief. They say your child is not ordinary. Amara's throat tightened. She is still my child. One elder leaned forward. That is not an answer. Mama Sade was not there to protect her. No one was there. Only Nixara. And strangely, the child did not look afraid. Zuri stepped forward. Let us ask her directly. Chief Adetunji raised his hand, but Zuri continued. She looked straight at Nixara. Who are you? Nixara stared back. My name is Nixara. The elders shifted uncomfortably at the sound of the name. Zuri smiled. That is not what I asked. Nixara's face remained calm. It is the only answer I have. For the first time, Chief Adetunji's eyes softened slightly. But Zuri was not done. She walked closer. Do you dream? Amara's body went stiff. Nixara said nothing. Zuri noticed. Her smile deepened. What do you see when you sleep, Nixara? Amara stepped forward. She is a child. Leave her alone. Zuri ignored her. Do you see a woman with green eyes? The room went still. Nixara's fingers tightened around Amara's hand. Amara looked at Zuri with shock. How did she know? Zuri's voice became gentle, almost sweet. Does she tell you that you are powerful? Nixara's breathing changed. Amara whispered. Nixara, don't listen. Zuri took one more step. Does she tell you this village will kneel? Suddenly, the lamp beside Zuri flickered. The flame turned green for a moment. The elders gasped. Nixara closed her eyes tightly. Stop, she whispered. But Zuri had seen it. Everyone had seen it. Chief Adetunji stood. That is enough. Zuri turned to him. Grandfather, you saw it. I said enough. His voice carried power, and for a moment, nobody spoke. Then he looked at Amara. Take her home. Amara did not wait. She pulled Nixara away quickly, her heart pounding so hard she could barely breathe. But as they left, Zuri's voice followed them. You can protect her with love, Amara. Amara stopped at the entrance. Zuri smiled. But love will not save this village when the thing inside her wakes up. Amara walked away without answering, but Nixara looked back, and for a second, her eyes glowed. Not bright, not wild, just enough for Zuri to know. The battle between them had begun. The walk back home was silent. Amara did not speak. Nixara did not ask questions. But something had changed. Not outside. Inside. That night, the house felt different. The air was heavier. Even Mama Sade noticed it. Amara, Mama Sade said slowly. Something followed you. Amara froze. Nixara turned her head slightly. I know, Nixara said calmly. Amara looked at her immediately. You know, what? Nixara did not answer. She only walked past them and sat down in the corner, watching the wall, as if she was listening to something they could not hear. That night, no one slept. Not really. At some point, Amara closed her eyes, but Nixara did not. Nixara sat still, eyes open, breathing slow. Then, that voice returned, clearer this time. Closer. You felt me, didn't you? Nixara did not move. They think you are a mistake. The room grew colder. But you are not. Nixara's fingers tightened slightly. Amara shifted in her sleep. Nixara turned to look at her. For a moment, something human passed through her eyes. Then it was gone. The voice continued. You are the last of your kind. Silence. Nixara blinked slowly. Her voice came out low. What kind? A soft, almost amused sound echoed in the darkness. The ones before humans named this land. The ones who lived beneath it, ruled it, protected it. The walls seemed to breathe. The shadows moved slightly. The serpent blood. Nixara's eyes glowed faintly. Not bright, but deeper. Older. Across the room, Mama Sade suddenly sat up, her chest rising fast. I felt it, she whispered. Amara woke immediately. Felt what? Mama Sade looked toward Nixara, fear in her eyes. Something is in this house. Amara turned quickly. Nixara. But Nixara was not looking at them. Nixara was looking into the darkness. Listening. The voice spoke again. They built their homes above us. They forgot who kept this land alive. Nixara stood slowly. Amara rushed forward. Nixara, stop! But Nixara did not stop. She walked toward the door. Step by step. Calm. Controlled. And now. You have returned. Nixara placed her hand on the door. For a moment she hesitated. Then she whispered, Why me? Silence. Then the answer came. Soft. Heavy. Unavoidable. Because you were born human, but not made to remain one. Amara grabbed her arm. You are not going anywhere. Nixara turned slowly. And for the first time, Amara stepped back. Not because Nixara attacked, but because of what she saw. Nixara's eyes were no longer just green. They were deeper, layered, ancient. I can hear it, Nixara said quietly. Amara shook her head. No, you are not listening to anything. Nixara's voice remained calm. It's not just a voice. Pause. It's memory. Mama Sade covered her mouth. Amara's breathing became uneven. What memory? Nixara looked at her. Not like a child. Not like something confused. But like something that was remembering. Slowly. Piece by piece. There was a time, Nixara said softly, when this land did not belong to them. Amara felt her chest tighten. They are living on something they don't understand. The room went silent again. Then Nixara said something that changed everything. I was not sent to destroy them. Amara looked at her, hope rising. Then what are you? Nixara's eyes shifted slightly. The faint glow returned, but softer. Controlled. I was sent to wake them. Silence. Heavy silence. The kind that stays long after words end. Mama Sade shook her head slowly. This is not good. This is not good at all. Amara grabbed Nixara's face gently. You are my child, she said firmly. Nothing else matters. Nixara looked at her, and for a moment, that calm human softness returned again. I know, Nixara said. But then she added, and that is why I am still here. Outside, the wind finally moved. The trees shifted, and deep in the forest, something smiled.